Hey friends, it's your boy SVH coming at you today with track number 10 from my new album, The Sonic Velocity of Harmony. But first, again, I want to send some love and well wishes to everyone across Southern California right now. We had quite a crazy night last night. As I mentioned yesterday, there's a lot of high winds and wildfires. You can kind of see some smoky sky there behind me. Last night was crazy. Right now we have 4 active fires going. Right now the Pacific Palisades has completely burnt down. Very few structures and homes have survived that fire up there, and it's 0% contained at this point this morning. So very unfortunate for those people that live in that area. Also Topanga Canyon, which is a place that I love very much, is now being threatened. Parts of Malibu. Over in Eaton Canyon, which is over north of Pasadena, massive fire over there, up to over 10,000 acres as of this morning, destroyed over there, right next to the Angeles National Forest too. So a lot of wildlife is going to be displaced, a lot of issues there. So just yeah, keep California in your thoughts and prayers this morning. My daughter and I got up this morning and went and charged the Tesla, and charging was crazy. Every single place I went, everybody's got the idea if they got a bug out, they better be charged up. And then we just kind of hit the streets, nowhere near the burn areas, but just kind of kicking around town to see and get a sense of, the damage and some of the things that have been done, and what things look like out there. Just kind of making a little assessment. And yeah, man, it's rough out there today. So our firefighters are understaffed. There's not enough firefighters here. I would just say it because I believe it, and this is what I feel. Our very incompetent government in California has failed us here. Apparently the mayor of the city is on vacation and nowhere around. The governor has come down here and wasted some breath on some speeches and things, but has done nothing. The water reservoirs were supposed to be filled months ago, and for whatever reason they didn't get the job done and fill those reservoirs. So a lot of the hydrants don't have water. The fire departments are out here trying to battle a fire with no water. And on top of that, there was quite a stir yesterday about different areas that were on fire. Homes were on fire and no fire presence at all, firefighting presence. Completely, full streets of houses burning and no one in that area to even address it, because they're hung up at other places like that. So very scary times out here right now. Very different vibe for LA for sure. So again, keep everybody in your thoughts and prayers, as I'll do the same. But I didn't want to just get on here and promote my songs and stuff like that without taking a few minutes to really just acknowledge. But people do need to be inspired. People do need to be lifted up. And hopefully through this process of sharing these tunes and kind of some of the thought process behind them and things like that, it does inspire others. And maybe it'll take people out of their situation, their misery out here for a little bit today. But at any point, today's track is Darkness My Candle. And this one, very interesting concept. The song actually started out with a melody that I had written on a dulcimer. My dad has been doing woodworking for most of his life, his adult life, as long as I can remember, been doing woodworking projects and things like that. And in the last few years, he got into building some instruments. Built my niece a really nice guitar. He built me a harp, a little lap harp, and then also this dulcimer. So I sat down one day and just started plunking away, and this melody came out. And then a little secondary part, and it came together very naturally. It just was kind of like where my hands went. And always just kind of plunk this melody out every time I pick up the dulcimer. And so one day I sat down and recorded it, had some different ideas for the lyrics and the concept behind it, but really just put the music together first. So put some nice acoustic guitar in behind it, just, you know, nice smooth melody, but had this kind of cool folky vibe to it, right? And then I started writing lyrics for it, and the whole theme around this is how, you know, darkness my candle. Again, going back to the great poet Rumi, you know, that kind of said how darkness is your candle. And really, again, this kind of goes back again to shamanism too, going into the shadow realm, going into the shadow side of yourself, and finding those dark places in yourself, and rather than being defeated by them or overcome by them, learning from them and growing, and finding the light that's in the darkness, right? And sometimes it's those dark situations in life that actually turn things around for us and shine a light on who we truly are, and we learn more about ourselves and our capabilities through that process, and then we end up working through it. So, you know, this is kind of the whole concept, darkness my candle. So this one also kind of plays out a little bit like a letter to God. If you've followed my career at all, you know that I used to play with Brian Head Welch from Korn in his solo project. And there's a pretty cool story about how when I joined that band, I initially did not get chosen. Another gentleman got chosen that ironically was from my same little hometown. But he got the gig, and I guess a week later made a decision that he didn't want to take it. But in the meantime, I had, you know, found out that this other person got it, and I just sat down and wrote God a letter. And I was just, you know, really kind of just honest about where I was at, where my head was at, where my heart was at, what I was feeling, and that I just wanted to pretty much lay it all down, put everything in God's hands, and let Him, you know, let God really direct and guide where my life went from there, where my career went from there. And then ironically, a couple weeks later, got a call, came out, did the audition, got the gig, and the rest is history, as they say. But yeah, this song kind of played out the same way, as a letter to God. You know, hey God, it's me again. I've been having some trouble fitting in. I've tried so hard to understand, but it seems like I'm I've broken myself again. So, you know, it's this, again, it's kind of a sitting back, and at this point in the record, 10 songs in, at this point, the spiritual journey, you know, I'm kind of having that realization that, hey, wait a minute, I'm the one causing all these problems in my life. I keep blaming everything else, and all the external factors and everything else in life is causing me these problems. But maybe I should take a look at myself. Maybe it's because I did this, or maybe it's because I did that, or maybe because I had this attitude towards that situation and could have handled it the other way, you know. So it's really kind of, again, looking at your darkness, looking at the dark times in your life and saying, man, I think I'm learning from that, because I could have handled that differently. If I would have done this, it might have changed the direction of my life. And so this really is the whole concept of this song, is learning from yourself, letting go of yourself, letting go of the ego, you know, and just really trusting in God, and just really being honest and having an honest conversation with God. You know, people that say, I don't know how to pray, or I don't know how to talk to God, or, you know, it just seems silly, I'm just praying to some imaginary thing. And well, it's not. God is within you, and you're praying to your inner self for guidance. You're praying for your higher consciousness to come through your inner being and help guide you. And that connection truly is being connected to God. That's why you ask Christ into your heart, because you want your heart to be reflective of the light and divinity of Christ. And you can't do that unless you let that light in, right? So, you know, darkness my candle is really about, you know, not being afraid of the darkness, but really looking at those dark moments in your life and trying to figure out how to better yourself from them. And again, you know, this song, at that point of the album, the point of the concept where the spiritual journey, I'm starting to kind of realize, oh man, you know, I gotta do things differently. This is on me, you know. And then you start to really take yourself to task, and things start to change in your life when you really take yourself to task like that. So at any rate, that is Darkness My Candle. Very deep song, very very heartfelt. Another one of the bigger ones on the record for me in terms of just really emotionally putting myself out there. So hope you enjoy it. Hope it speaks to you. Hope that it either encourages you or lifts you up, or maybe changes the way that you talk to God. You know, maybe inspires you to speak to him, or whatever you say, speak to God in a different way. So yeah, that's all I got to say about today's track. Again, thoughts and prayers going out to everybody here in SoCal. Stay safe out there. Much love and light, and hopefully we can rebuild and restore very quickly. So love and light to everybody. Have a great afternoon, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another song.